Hey, let's talk about the changes in the American banking system. A bank is an institution for receiving, keeping, and lending money. In 1791, Congress set up the Bank of the United States. It lent money to the federal government and issued banknotes, a form of representative money backed by gold and silver. The bank brought stability to the American banking system. It also helped make the United States a credible economic power. Remember, we owed a lot of money after the Revolutionary War. So our founders thought it was very important that we paid those debts off, but we didn't really have a system to pay it off. And our first form of government was so weak, the Articles of the Confederation, that we looked like we would maybe default on some of those loans. People worried that a centralized bank would respond only to the needs of wealthy individuals and large businesses. It ceased to exist in 1811 when its charter expired, and the second and central bank had the same fate, expiring in 1836. Between 1837 and 1863 is known as the free banking era. This period was dominated by state chartered banks, not federal government banks. These banks often didn't have enough gold and silver to back their paper money. During the Civil War, Congress passed some important bank reforms. These laws gave the federal government the power to charter banks. Banks were now required to hold adequate gold and silver reserves, and the government also established a uniform national currency. In 1913, Congress established the Fed, or the Federal Reserve System. It served as the nation's first true central bank, as it could lend money to other banks in times of need. In the 1930s, a severe economic decline called the Great Depression led to new laws regulating banks. One established the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which insures customers' deposits if a bank failed. Before the FDIC, if you kept money in a bank, the bank went under, you lost your money. Now I think the federal government, the FDIC, will insure a bank up to $250,000 or so per account. So if the bank fails, the government will take care and pay you back your money. But then the bank has to follow a lot more rules and regulations to be part of the FDIC than they did before. In 2008, after many banks had made too many high-risk loans to people that wanted to buy houses, banks faced a crisis. Many people couldn't repay the loans, which led to a large number of foreclosures. A foreclosure is when the bank takes a home away from its owners because they haven't been paid for it or been making payments on it. The United States economy suffered as banks began lending less money. The economy slowed down. Many people lost their jobs.